Hi YouTube and welcome to the 500 subscriber special. This has been a long time coming since I've been at over 600 subscribers for about a month now.
Hi YouTube and welcome to the 500 subscriber special.
I'm on top of things. We'll start again so we can just edit that bit out afterwards. Hi YouTube and welcome to the 500 subscriber special. And in this special we've got a live Q&A featuring myself. I'm Andrew from Money Mental UK. For those who are new to the channel, I'm a part-time eBay reseller and full-time sex god. We also have Louise from KLC Reselling, who has just hit 500 subscribers as well. So we're celebrating that milestone too. I'll let everyone introduce themselves actually.
Oh, I go first. Hello everyone.
That's not me.
Oh, sorry.
Feedback somewhere.
Some sort of thing. Anyway, hello everyone. Most of you know me already. I've been on Andrew's channel a few times, but my name is Louise and I am from KLC Reselling. I do eBay full time and I sort of mainly sell clothing. Yeah, there you go. That's me.
Okay, and Hutch, do you want to go next, mate?
Yeah, sure. My name's Howard, or Hutch, as some people call me. I do video day-to-day, video editing, filming, stuff like that. And then I do a bit of reselling as well. Mainly games, collect games, play games. So that's it.
And of course, you were formerly one half of legendary YouTube channel, the Carboot Bible.
Yeah, Carboot Bible. Don't know whether anyone's seen it, but I used to do that with my friend Betty. I'm probably going to start my own channel soon, a new one. So.
Fantastic. And we'll go for beauty before ads. WebEx is up next.
Oh God. Hi, I'm Beck. Oh, am I going now? Yeah.
Yes, you're going now.
You said ads, that's all. Yeah, hi, I'm Bex. I'm not from anything like Money Mental UK or anything. No, I have a part-time eBay reselling channel, and I do it part-time, obviously, which I'm trying to gradually grow up to be full-time. So yeah, I predominantly sell clothing, but I do branch out to other things when I see stuff that I think might sell.
Fantastic. And the best to last, the legend himself.
Yeah, well, most people probably know who I am. I don't know, maybe some people don't, but I'm Ads. I run the Ads Resells YouTube channel. Been reselling for 4 years. Yeah, do other bits and bobs on the side, YouTube, selling a couple of other platforms and stuff, part-time kind of thing, not as full-time as eBay. And yeah, that's about it.
Fantastic. So we've got a star amount of panelists here who are delighted, I'm sure, to feature on this special. Where, for those who don't know, hi here. By the way, if anyone in the chat wants to jump in on this humiliation as well, they're more than welcome. I have for a long time maintained that Shrek is a troll. Long-time subscribers will be aware of this. My long-held beliefs around Shrek being a troll. And I once jokingly said, if I ever hit 500 subscribers, I'll say that Shrek is an ogre instead, live on YouTube. Well, I've checked the subscriber count today and we're at 670. So I think it may be the time. Oh, even Becca's joined us now. She hasn't been on for a while. It is up for, it's clearly up for debate. So here, as I've maintained 671 subscribers now, great. I've maintained for many months that Shrek is in fact a troll. So yeah, anyway, in honor of the occasion, I have
well.
purchased.
Could have taken the tag off.
Look, I'm not a miracle worker, am
Are
I?
you sending it back after?
I might return it. I was going to return. Can you hear me still?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't see anything now. I should have done the hellos in the chat before. Hang on. Let's get the hellos out the way first before we get onto it. The intention is I will get quizzed by this reselling panel. I'm pretty sure every single one of them is going to ask me whether Shrek is a troll or not as their first question, but we shall see. And we're also going to celebrate Louise from KLC Reselling reaching 500 subscribers as well. But she has refused the delivery of the Princess Fiona mask that I arranged for her and is not wearing it.
Do you blame me?
Pardon?
Do you blame me?
Yes.
It was my 500. I got to 500, not you, for me. So you can't decide about what my punishment should not be wearing a Fiona mask for my 500. So
you refused to do anything for it. So I have, had to step in as your campaign and social media manager. So in the chat, we've got Lisa. Hi, Lisa. We've got Matthew. We've got Lucy T. Lucy T wasn't first. We've got Christos. We've got Dave. We've got Chris B. We've got David McGregor. John Clissard. Sold, sorry. We've got Bill Morris, Georgina, Danny, Tommy, Kirsten, Martin, Rach, Bex, Alan, Sahir, Rob, Becca. I think I said Danny already. Yes Lad Media, Richard Payne, Gillian, and apparently many other people as well, because there's 37 watching us, one of whom's already hit the dislike button. So I will now don the mask. Oh. How do I look?
Good.
you look like an ogre.
What?
I said you look like an ogre.
Your eyelashes.
Shrek is a troll, as we well know. Who wants to ask me a question first?
Dead silence.
I had no idea this was a Q&A. So
Yeah, you could have given us bloody time to get our questions right.
Everyone's just writing.
Several times this was a Q&A. It's not my fault that people don't listen to me.
I think
You already asked me about 3 hours ago.
And I said it's a Q&A.
Right, okay then. What do you like reselling the most?
I thought you were going to ask me if Shrek was an ogre or a troll.
Oh, right. Is Shrek an ogre or a troll?
He's an ogre.
Oh, there you go. Finally.
I admit that Shrek is an ogre for the purpose of this broadcast only. Right. What was your question? What do I like reselling the most?
Yeah.
Thank you for putting that there, Louise.
you're welcome.
I like reselling media the most because I can package it up, put it into a jiffy bag, and it's gone. It's dead easy to lift. Scan the barcode, it's in there, and if you pick up the right things, you can make decent money.
Good answer. I used to like selling media.
Yeah, so your store is still a reference to gaming.
Well, it's got a bit in there still, but not as much as it had. My Amazon was mainly my gaming stuff, but that's pretty much all gone now. Don't do much on Amazon.
Okay, we'll go in the line that I can see. So Bex is next.
Okay. Well, I don't need to ask you if Shrek's an ogre because we know that that's the case.
Allegedly. He's allegedly an
Oh
ogre.
no. I mean, come on.
He's allegedly an ogre.
Exactly, Louise, exactly. I did write them down, but my phone's not letting me read it. So, because I actually tried to come prepared because Yeah. But
somebody listen to me.
well, no, I won't go that far. I just like to be prepared. I mean, I got told yesterday, and I'm still not prepared. Are you ever planning, or is it going to be a plan in the future to ever do this full time? Do you ever plan to leave your actual sort of job, as it were, and do this full time? And thank you, Ian.
I was this looks ridiculous now. Why can't they do one for a man with a big head? I was what was the question, sorry? Am I going through the time?
This channel all over again.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I know the question.
Okay.
I was thinking about this today. I'm definitely not in a position at the minute where I can go full time with anything. But I reckon 2 years from now, I should have built my business up sufficiently, cleared enough debt, etc. But it's definitely an option. So I'd say unless circumstances change work-wise, I'm going to carry on with it being part-time. But if I get made redundant from work, I'll be going full-time, but hopefully not for another couple of years. Does that answer your question?
I guess. It'll do.
Thank God.
It's so scary looking in those older eyes.
Oh. That's better. But you're up, mate.
Can you say Hutch?
Yeah.
Okay. One thing I was going to ask was, before you had Monumental, what was your project before that? Have you had like projects in the past that that you've put so much into, like Monumental?
I had the life of Nolo. Nolo is my nickname. Well, Lord Nolo used to be my nickname. So my first initial blog that I wrote, which was oddly enough all about me, much like this channel has turned out to be, was the life of Nolo, and I used to document my dating experiences in it. In fact, you can still, if you're very determined, find that blog on the internet. I ain't telling anyone where it is or giving any links. But yeah, that was my first foray into the world of online and blogging and doing stuff online. And then my second project was buying and selling cars, literally buying them from eBay and flipping them. That did not go well. I know nothing about cars. Literally, like I don't know what I was doing. It was a very stupid idea that basically I just wrote off a few grand and walked away from. There you go. Louise, you're up.
My question, I was thinking of a reselling question, but as time went on, I thought of a different one, which I feel like is a bit more important.
Oh God.
Previously mentioned about dressing up as Shrek and going to a car boot and then walking around as Shrek as a car boot. When is that happening?
If I hit 1,000 subscribers, allegedly.
Oh, that's easy. You'll do that.
Well, I didn't think I was going to get to 500 when I said I was going to do this thing in a Shrek mask, did I?
Yeah, I didn't think I'd get to bloody 3K. That's like ridiculous. But you always end up hitting these goals,
Well, yeah, if I hit 1,000 subscribers, I will be going around. Well, if there's a car boot open, it could happen over the winter. I'm saved. I will be going around the car boot sale dressed in a Shrek costume, including this mask, whilst being filmed by other YouTubers for them to share live via the internet. There was a bit more to it, but we've agreed to put the next bit for 1,500 subscribers.
The bit that involves Corey?
No, that involves a dildo.
Yeah, where is Corey anyway? I think he'd be on it.
Yeah, that's true.
I don't know.
He just blanked us instead. Doing his usual.
Probably blooming working, isn't he?
But when was the hot sauce one?
Well, he hasn't sent it, has he?
Well,
You know what Corey's like? He can't even turn up for his own lives, let alone send a hot sauce in the past. I mean, he's only supposed to be an eBay reseller, isn't he? Can't even get a bottle of hot sauce to me.
Everybody wants to know who the mystery guest is. The one person who hasn't been on your channel before. I'd say the name, but I can't really pronounce it. Howie the boy? I don't know. I'm saying it completely wrong. Yeah, hi. Everyone wants to know who you are. I would like to know.
Touch from the boot Bible.
I'm where do I start? I'm Howard. I live in Cardiff at the minute. I'm originally from near Wrexham. I do reselling for fun, mainly games, and my day job is video editing. I met Andrew through YouTubing. So I used to do a YouTube channel called, which ended like a month or so ago, and that's it.
Everyone's just going to say it.
Awesome. There you go. What an introduction. Have we missed any questions in the chat? Because I can't see it, and I can't see who's come in to say hello to either.
I can't see the chat.
You have to. Yeah, I've got to open it as a separate thing. So to go onto YouTube and open it separately, and you've got to kind of have them both side by side.
Oh, okay.
People are asking why haven't you taken the label off the hat? Separately, and you've got to kind of have them both side by side.
Oh, okay.
Hang on.
You've got hat hair now.
Have I?
Oh, George Ross won't be impressed.
George loves my hair. Question: does the sensible guy regret meeting Andrew yet? If not, by when will the inevitable regret appear? But when he said sensible guy, he must be WebEx.
Me? Wow. We're not speaking now.
I'm joking. I know he's talking about Hutch. I thought every one of you was going to ask me whether Shrek is an ogre or a troll, but fortunately I've got away with it so far.
Well, we know the bloody answer.
He's a troll.
You can't change your answer.
Right. Okay. Did we have any questions? I can't wear this thing and talk. Did we have any questions in the chat? I've seen loads of questions. Where would your ideal swamp be? Thank you, Lisa. That is a sensible question. I would like a swamp in the Lake District, preferably close to Lake Windermere. How about if I wear it like this? That'll do.
That sounds good.
Because I like overlooking water features.
That mouth looks terrifying now.
I generally look terrifying.
Andrew, you've got like a growth or something.
Every girls' night. This should be the picture for the reseller singles group that I've set up. By the way, folks, I have.
Oh, that's the other group you've set up.
Yeah, I have set up a new Facebook group. You'll be surprised to hear that, called Reseller Singles, for single people who are resellers, and many people are in it. Paul,
good-looking girls in it.
Yes. Louise is in it. She's joined it.
She's not bloody single.
I haven't changed it.
I've accepted a membership request before. It came as a surprise to me as well, lads, but there you go. How is the reselling singles group going? Anyone got from it? Well, Rach, who was in this chat now, is coming charity shop sourcing with me next week, hopefully. So there you go. Before I move quickly.
So you're setting up sourcing dates or something?
That's not a bad idea, actually.
Will you film them? Because I'd love to see.
Nobody wants to see me outsourcing. It'd be boring. Lots of questions about who is Hutch. We've done that. I'm nearly at the end. Question gorilla post. Somebody explain that to me.
Gorilla post? I haven't a clue.
That's from Lex.
I think Lex asked another question a little bit further down about gorilla.
Okay, I'll ignore that. I ignore her most of the time anyway. She's used to it. Right, okay, we're up full time. Who would be my Fiona? I'm not answering that question, Danny.
Can I answer it for everyone?
No, you cannot.
I mean, everyone already knows, so.
No. Right, who's next week? How about haggling in the reselling dates? I think we could try and introduce some of that. Dave, as part of the what was I going to say? As part of the the YouTube live for it. Oh, do you work at Gorilla Post Production, Hutch?
No.
He films for Casualty. Can I say that live? Hello, Nick. How are you?
Hello, hello.
Oh, right, Nick's on.
What's going on here then?
You've missed me wearing a Shrek mask. I've had to remove it so I could read the chat. Well,
hello, everyone. Who have we got in? Hello, hello, hello.
We have got Ads, who's currently not looking at his camera.
Hello.
We have got Louise from KFC Reselling.
Fantastic. Nice to meet you.
We've got Bex from Bexify.
Ah, Bexify. I see that name come up.
That's always popping up asking questions. And you're like, oh, hello.
Yeah, fantastic.
We've got Hutch or Howard or whatever name he wants to be known as this week. Only the Car Boot Bible, who were one of my original YouTube inspirations.
Fantastic. Good to see you.
They used to source on my patch, Nick. It was terrible.
Rivals, eh? Tat rivals.
The rivalry was intense. We used to fight over Imaginext toys. We're doing a live Q&A. Ads has already asked the first question over whether Shrek is a troll or an ogre. I've reluctantly said that he may well be an alleged ogre. So if you've got any questions, Nick, now's the time.
I'm ill prepared. I saw a link and I pressed it. That's as far as I got, really.
How was your shoulder?
Better. I've been putting loads of this Voltarol on it and taking painkillers, and it's just about working. It hurts if I turn to my right.
Incidentally, if anybody wants to buy some Voltarol, there is currently some available from the Money Mental Emporium at a very reasonable price.
Now you tell me.
All right, who's next? We're back to Ads.
I don't know. You told me this about 3 hours ago. How am I meant to have loads of questions ready? Did you? Right. So what did I do last time? What do you like reselling?
Yeah.
How far do you want to take your reselling? What sort of level? Do you want to get staff, things like that, or do you want to keep it fairly low?
That's an excellent question, and also incidentally the topic for the next Seller Lads Live. So well done, Ads.
Oh, right, cool.
Clearly intentional.
I'm not in the Facebook group. I didn't even know that was the topic. I mean, I am in the Facebook group, but I don't check it.
Ooh, sorry to butt in. Epic moment. I've just sold that accordion for 250.
Wow.
Is that the one that you had back?
It's the one I sold for 400 on and had back. But yeah, I just want it gone, so I took a cheeky offer. Hooray! Happy days.
Nice.
Sorry.
That's a good question. I mean, the dream. I don't know actually, because I've been thinking a lot about this today, as I mentioned before, and I think for me, I've talked jokingly about having a warehouse before and having staff and whatever, but I've got staff now. I know what it's like. I'm not sure I can be bothered having all that again. If I get enough money to keep me and the dog in Marks and Spencer's ready meals on a daily basis and maintain the bills, then that's as far as I want my reselling to go, and pay for a couple of trips to America a year. So maybe just about hit, the VAT registration point, but not too far into it that I actually have to do some serious accounting.
Yeah.
I think you're right, Andrew. I mean, to scale this sort of thing up, which we've tried when we had the high street stores, we used to have staff and stuff. You have to take that much more in turnover to make it work. You see what I mean? To cover staffing costs is huge. Minimum wage these days, you've got to cover that. So you've got to make that much extra before taking any extra yourself. It's a massive leap.
I mean, I would have to take the Primark approach and have my eBay store in Bangladesh or somewhere. Ship out my stock over to fulfillment center over there, and get the child labor to man it. That's the only way I can afford it.
Yeah, but I think the whole Habu option that I'm seriously looking at moving into on a bigger scale makes scaling this up actually a lot easier now when you think about it, because you don't have to pay warehouse staff, you don't have to pay people to ship and pack.
Yeah, presumably you can just sort of ship stuff across to them. They charge a storage fee, a postage fee for sending it out, but that's pretty much it. And I imagine it's like the FBA model then, is it? Your storage fees increase the longer something's in there.
Pretty much, yeah. Yeah, in a word.
That could be plan B. After the monumental Bangladeshi export arm has failed. Okay, so we're on to Bex.
Hi. I would say yeah, come back to me. I need to think of another.
I thought you had them all written down.
I did on my phone, I said, and then my phone doesn't like me, so just come back to me, it's fine. I'm ill prepared, just...
This has been hours in the making.
I actually had a day, but,
Hutch, you're up.
Okay, I was wondering if you had to work with one reseller only for the rest of your YouTube career.
Oh no.
And you couldn't work with anyone else, who would it be?
we know who the answer to that is as well.
Yeah, we do.
She's on this YouTube channel currently.
And it was me.
No, because if you think about it, right, you need a reseller to work with who's got a knowledge of a market that you know nothing about, really.
Yeah.
Otherwise, if you're just working with the same reseller who's got or picks up the same stuff as you do, you're going to be competing for the same stock and the same stuff all the time, aren't you? So for that logical reason, it would have to be Louise, because she sells clothes and I don't like him.
So does Bex.
That makes sense.
Bex also sells other stuff apart from clothing, as I know, because I watched her latest video.
And she said in her intro.
So there you go. You see, logically, there can be only one.
No, that's perfect, mate.
I'm saying that.
It's your turn to ask a question that will make me squirm.
What was that? Is that you asking me?
Yes, it's your turn.
Sorry, I didn't hear. It went all funny. Sorry. I wrote something down. Amazon. What's happening with Amazon? Are you going into Amazon? Is it starting soon? Are you not bothering with it, etc.? I've written it down. Amazon. What's happening with Amazon?
I'm getting feedback. Sorry.
So
yeah, it's a good question. as we know, we've got Christos in the chat, who is an Amazon, whatever he is. What is Christos? An Amazon educator, trainer? I don't know what the term is anyway. Pardon?
Person.
Yeah. We've got Christos anyway, who is kindly offered to mentor me in the ways of Amazon. So I've decided to accept his kind offer of free mentorship in return for mentioning him on this channel every 5 minutes, as I've just done. So I will be looking to start my Amazon FBA journey within the next few weeks. Also, because Louise is also entering Amazon FBA and she's not allowed to be a better reseller than me, I've got to do that as well. When's it happening? I've just said. Were you not listening to me? I was reading the chat. I was reading the chat. I'm sorry. Well, we're live with Nick now. Nick will have sensible questions.
You want me to have a question? Oh, geez. Have you listed that Castlevania yet?
It's funny you should mention that, because...
That's a no, then.
Yeah.
I'll give you a tenner for it. How's that?
I think Hutch would double that offer and more.
All right, 30.
What's that? Live bidding more now then, folks.
Get it listed.
Anyone
what's the reason you were going to give me then?
The reason why it's not listed is because today, Project Locate the Spanish CDs that I had took over, which I finally managed to do after 8 hours of intensive searching. It was all Louise's fault. No, it's not listed. I am going to list it just to stop any more questions about it. I'm going to put it on an auction as well with a reserve, I think.
Okay. What do they tend to go for? I can't remember the value on that one.
Can be anything between 250. The highest one on Terra Peak, when I looked, has gone for 330, but that was pretty mint. The lowest was about 200 or 220, so I'm going to put a 250 reserve on and see what happens.
Are the discs okay, or is it worth getting them professionally polished?
I've checked them; they're fine. It loads. I've tried playing it, and I don't understand why people like it so much. I'm a ringing endorsement for Castlevania, so yeah, no, the discs are in excellent condition. To be honest, it looks like it's hardly been played. The case is cracked though.
I think if I was listing that, I'd list it at the top end and put international on it and wait. And it'll go to Australia.
Could do.
Or America potentially, but more likely Australia because they're PAL as well.
And you know, when you're listing internationally and you can select you put in your international postage, etc., and you select the countries, have I got to upload a rates table basically to get different postage rates to show?
You can put a flat rate international, which I tend to do on media. Flat rate international tracked and signed.
I might just go for a flat rate international on it then. I can't be bothered. I tried rates tables once, and then somebody ended up getting something for about 1p postage and packaging. So God knows how I've done that. Yeah,
is it a fat box one, or would it go large letter?
It'll go large letter, but I'll put it in a box and send it.
Yeah, I was going to say, probably, yeah. So even beyond large letter, I'd imagine £15 would cover that for worldwide tracked and signed.
Fair enough. There you go. You heard it here, folks. This time next week, you'll be seeing an eBay sales update. Castlevania has sold for £1 million. George has joined us as well. Hey, George. Ads? No, hang on. Did we skip anyone? We skipped Bex. Bex, you're back.
Oh, you got my question now. I've written it down this time. Hang on. What's the best sale you've had this year?
Best sale I've had this year?
Well, how much was it? How much did you buy it for?
I flipped a pair of acupuncture trainers. So acupuncture was a sort of training a brand that was popular amongst sort of ravers back in the 90s. So I picked these up for about £7 in the charity shop. and sold them for 55 quid, I think. I took an offer and they went for 55 quid. I had them listed for about 80. That's probably been my biggest flip this year, because mostly I've been shipping media. But guess what happened with those trainers? Somebody took them raving, and of course they didn't survive. You know, being 30 years old now, nearly, they didn't survive a night in the rave. So yeah, they sent them back, but they're absolutely destroyed. So I spoke to eBay and I said, look, these have come back, but they're not anything like the condition they were shipped in. You know, it isn't just a case that like the sole had come loose or something. This was, I don't know what he'd done to him. It like he'd been in a knife fight with the trainers or something. So fortunately, eBay actually backed me on it. So I think he got a refund, but I got a refund as well. And I've still got a pair of trainers that are no use to anyone.
Wow.
So that was my best, probably not in terms of profit actually, that was my best in terms of, it was difficult because he'd raised that case, etc. But I was able to win a case on it. So that was my best memory, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Fair enough. We're back to ads. Unless, oh, hang on, we've got some questions in the chat.
He doesn't always ask you a question. No. No.
Do you ever pull multi-listings down to bundle up as one lot to shift it if it is sticky stock, or stick with it? I just stick with it, to be honest.
No.
When I do multiple listings, it's usually retail arbitrage stock that I picked up, and quite often, or I find in the retail arbitrage market, if you are selling stuff that you picked up from a retail store, there will be a lot of other resellers doing the same as well, and a lot of them will either price match or get into a price war with each other, so the values will start bottoming out and stuff. So I prefer to list high and outweight the market on RA stock. So effectively, all of my RA stock becomes sticky because it takes 5 or 6 months before the sales start coming in. But when they start coming in, the profit's much higher. So I don't mind doing that. But you've got to have the space to store that stock as well. Hopefully that makes sense. I don't know, what does everyone else do who does RA?
There we go.
You do a bit of RA, don't you, occasionally?
Yeah, sorry, I had my microphone muted. I needed to print out a label. What was it you were talking about?
Just say, what do you do with your multi-listings if they become sticky?
I thought you said something about RA. What's this about multi-list?
I use multi-listings for my RA stuff.
What do I do with multi-listing? I don't have many multi-listings, to be honest. It's mainly all listings. There's not that many.
Fair enough.
I'll tell you one thing I've done recently which has worked is be super competitive. If you've got enough stock of one line, be super competitive for a while till you rank first for it and then put the price up. And then you're ranking at number one, and a lot of people can't be asked to scroll past the first page, so you get the sales even when you put the price up.
Fair dues. It's interesting how there's sort of different methods that people use to get rid of stuff. All right, who's next with a question?
No one knows.
We'll go
back to ads again. I think because we just went to Bex because she missed hers, and then I think you're going back to ads.
All right, we'll go back to ads.
Okay. What is the item you've had listed the longest?
Good question. You're looking very chisel jawed today, ads as well.
Chisel jawed. Thank you very much.
The item I've had listed the longest is probably, hang on, I might even be able to grab it. It's this It's a Super Mario special like this. It is an official Nintendo Yoshi from Super Mario whatever. He has been listed. Is Yoshi a he? We'll go with Yoshi being a he.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah, I think it.
Yoshi has been listed for 11 months now. And if anyone wants to buy Yoshi, please visit the Money Mental Emporium and make an offer. I just want to see him gone. I'm sick of looking at him.
Andrew's asking how much is a my Andrew stood here because he's got one already and he wants another.
Tenner, including.
He's going to visit the Emporium right now to have a look.
Good lad. There you go. It's in excellent condition.
Is it this one? The same guy?
Has he got a red shell on the back? Yeah, it is.
I think Bex's got bigger feet.
Has it?
Why do you want two? Can I ask a silly question? Why would you want two?
Because Yoshi's awesome, apparently. Okay. I don't know.
Are you going to
Not
breed
even
them?
that one.
There you go. Make me have achieved something on this live stream other than saying Shrek is an ogre. So, Bex, what's your question?
It is. Do you prefer your day job or reselling, and why?
Reselling, without a doubt.
And why?
That's not. I have a good day job. It's, you know. Can I take this off now?
No. No, you can finish now.
I have a very good day job that pays well. Work with a good team of people, but I don't feel the passion for it that I used to anymore. And I think you need to have that passion and that drive to keep going and keep getting on with it. So for me, I've reached the point now where I've done my bit. I've delivered a lot of stuff for government that has improved and touched on many people's lives. So I feel that I've achieved that, and I want to move on to the next challenge. And for me, that's reselling. That's having a good settled home life, being here with the dog who's currently asleep on my feet, and you know, moving on to the next phase of life. So, you know, that's reselling, great. But I want something. I do a lot of traveling for work as well, and I just actually would like to be settled and be home and, you know, enjoy that.
Can you even see out of that eye?
What?
It looks like it's completely covering one eye.
That it's okay. I'm blind in one eye.
Oh, okay.
Before the question vanishes, can I quickly say hi to Millionaire Militaria? He's asking about the World War II collection of photographs I've got. If you just find me on Facebook and message me, we can sort something out. I do still have it all. The plan is to take it to a specialist auction, but it's another thing that we haven't got around to.
There you go. No worries. Hutch, you're up.
Okay. My next question is, what's your best reseller story for when you've met one of your fans? You got any funny stories around?
Oh dear. Could talk about when I first met Louise.
Okay.
Oh, here we go.
What did Louise? I don't know actually. We're past the watershed, aren't we? When I first met Louise, I was very drunken because somebody turned up several hours late. I'd already had Nick had already tried to eat my mixed grill. And then I've met many famous resellers, and you know, some of those I'd convinced a few people I was George Ross as well. Then Louise turned up, you know, she with her chap Chris, both lovely people. We had a few more drinks. Somebody had the bright idea of ordering some sambucas. we decided to sit next to Josh from the JD network. Josh is a great fan of this channel. He's already done me a cooking instructional video on macaroni cheese, which I'll be doing soon. And I decided it would be a bright idea, even though I'm, you know, as we know, a ladies' man, to try and pull Josh, who is gay. So my idea of pulling Josh was inviting him back to Louise's hotel room for me and him to have some quality time on her sofa bed.
Oh my God.
And he was up for it as well, which was even worse, actually, because I really couldn't follow with that. And ever since then, Josh has been a great fan of mine, and Louise and her boyfriend have both fallen madly in love with me.
Of course.
Did you get anywhere with Josh then?
He has contacted me a few times, and he has offered to come and see me here in Wrexham since. I've yet to prepare a response. Josh is lovely. He's a really nice chap. There you go, Louise. You're up.
Big question. Big question. It's not. It's just a really small newspaper.
I have to listen.
Yeah. Do you want to venture into something else, for example, like clothing, so something that you're not so comfortable in, or do you want to sort of like perfect your knowledge in one area? I know like you can't perfect your knowledge because you've got so many variants of things, but you know what I mean.
I already sell clothing. As we know, I'm one of the top male clothing resellers in the country, by virtue of the fact that I'm one of the few clothing resellers in the country. I've sold many fantastic items of clothing, such as beach shorts for £8. They cost me £1, and a Ralph Lauren shirt for a tenner. They cost me £1. My clothing knowledge is unsurpassed. No, it's a good question. I enjoy the problem I face, right, is I think if I get too stuck into one area and knowing too much about it and just focusing on that and selling that, I'll get bored. And if I get bored, I'll stop doing it. For me, the excitement is always finding new stuff and learning about new stuff. That's part of the excitement for me in terms of sourcing something and then finding out it's worth big money, you know. So I would rather have a broad knowledge across multiple different fields. So, you know, remembering something I picked up before and selling that, I don't mind that because that keeps me going. But then picking up new stuff and learning about it, that's part of the joy for me. You know, this is the real thrill of the chase stuff for me, and I'm sort of addicted to that side of it. So, you know, people who specialise and build up knowledges and niches do fantastically well. You know, Ken Chapman, he does very well with his postcards and his Mediterranean and his badges and whatever else he's selling now. We know that you, Louise, do well with clothing. Hutch does well with his retro gaming. Ads does well with his antiques and collectibles. But for me, I'd like to be a generalist like Nick.
But if you were to stick in that area and kind of you know, not venture into clothing too much, not venture into other sort of niches that you're not quite comfortable with, the stuff that you are quite comfortable with at the moment, you still, because it's quite varied, you're still going to get some pickups that you've never met, that you've never seen before. Do you see what I mean? So, you know, you're still going to find something and go, oh, what's this? Because you sell quite general stuff anyway. So isn't that just going to still be just as exciting?
Yeah. I mean, for me, the difficulty for me is I pick up everything anyway. So, you know, to me, there's nothing I would say no to. I've even picked up ladies' clothing and tried to wear it, and now I don't have that ladies' clothing anymore because it didn't fit and it ripped, and it was very embarrassing. And my housemate had to come and get me out of a dress. But
I know what my next question is.
Oh God! But yeah, apart from that, yeah, no.
Okay, cool.
Are you trying to get me to go into something here?
No, I was just gonna ask, you know, if
Okay.
I was gonna ask, but you know, I shall let the chat carry on, and I'll just drop that question down.
Okay. All right. That sounds like there's more questions. Nick is just finishing off his Candy Crush.
I'm still here. I don't play that rubbish. Oh, do you need another question from me?
Yeah.
I was sitting back and drifting away then. Sorry, that sounded rude. I didn't mean it like that. I was going to ask you about sourcing, because is it North Wales? Are you right at the top of Wales?
I am.
Do they have many boot sales there? Is that
we've got the biggest boot sale in about 50 or 60 miles, literally down the road from me at Chirk.
So is that a regular sourcing place for you, or is it more charity shops?
So for me, the car boots are my biggest sourcing spots at the minute, because we've got Chirk down the road, which is massive, and you can fill it. It's very popular amongst the resellers, well known, but you can still fill your car quite easily there. Then we've got another one in Wrexham that I go to. We've got Chester just off the road, it's got a car boot. We've got Mold's got another car boot as well. So there's quite a few good car boots. And then in the winter, used to go down to Shrewsbury with the Bible boys, which is obviously Hutch and Bet, who couldn't be with us tonight, because that has a sort of year-round car boot as well. And I tell you what, I can always get stuff at that car boot as well. And we used to come away with stuff that was worth, even in the middle of winter, when it was trudging through the snow and the rain, used to come away with hundreds of quid's worth of stuff. So for me, it's you know, I can't see past the car boots at the minute. I do the charity shops, and that's how I first started. Was having big sourcing days at the charity shops, and a lot of my original stock came from there. But since my knowledge in reselling has grown and my confidence in it has grown, the car boots have become my number one sourcing spot. In the winter, that'll change again to, I'll still go to the car boot in Shrewsbury, but I'll also go to do a lot of RA as well, because that really gives me some good stuff.
But are you actually sourcing at the minute?
I am.
You've got backlog to rival mine, I think, haven't you?
I have, yeah, but I am back on the sourcing this weekend. The backlog has, even despite the fact that I've had Ebola, AIDS and smallpox for the last few days, the backlog has started to decrease quite a bit. I've had quite a few sales come through, which is really annoying when you're ill. So I've got quite a bit more space freed up now, so I may as well reinvest that money.
Oh, they've just paid for that thingy. What do you call it? Squeeze box.
Accordion.
Happy days. Accordion, that's the word, yes.
I reckon you should reinvest that money into some quality menopause pills.
Do I look like I need menopause pills? Is that what you're trying to say?
I'm just saying I've got some vitamins that, you know, they say they're for ladies with menopause, but
if you're suggesting Andrea needs them,
no,
down.
I am not suicidal. It could be the perfect Christmas present for other members of the family.
Yeah, stop digging that hole.
All right, we're back up. We'll do one more round of questions, I think.
I'm just going to ask, Nicola asked me a question asking if I've got all my ties listed. No, basically, I got 9 of them photographed before my live this afternoon, and then I got about 3, 4 photographed while I was on my live, so it wasn't a productive live, and I didn't get the rest of them photographed, so I'll have to do that again tomorrow. They should be listed by the end of the week. There you go.
Right, I think I'm going to dip out, but congratulations on the 500.
Thank you, Nick. Thanks
nice to chat with you all. My plan was to go live at 9, so I'm going to go live a little bit later on, I think. Do some live research, but yeah, thanks for having me. I'll see you soon.
See you in a bit.
See you, Nick.
Bye.
Okay, we'll do one more round of questions, and then we'll call it a night so that Nick can go live. Ads, you're up.
What's your favourite method to source stock?
Car boots, I would say. Well,
have this question technically?
I wouldn't actually, to be fair, right? My favourite method would be to walk into a shop and buy stuff because I don't have to get up early to do that.
Yeah, I hate getting up early for. Well, I don't do it anymore. That's why I don't do it. I'm like, I can't bother getting up at 6.
I mean, I am tempted to try out the auctions, but as we know, the last time I did that, I ended up with a dildo. So I need to reconsider my auction approach. But at the minute, it's car boots, even though I hate the early starts, just because there's so much good stuff there in such a small, concentrated area. And I always manage to pick up, even when I've turned up to the car boot 3 hours after it's opened, I've still managed to source some good stuff, and
Yeah.
So it's the car boots for me at the minute, but it's just the early start that kills me. Me and Barty are down there on Sunday.
Yeah, I've got my first car boot in about 4 or 5 months on Sunday. I've not been for ages, but it should be all right.
Are you going to get there first thing, or are you going to be there?
Well, I say I don't like getting up at 6 o'clock every day. I just don't like going down there at 6 o'clock. Like, I don't mind getting up at 6 o'clock, but putting myself down there. So yeah, but I'm going to do that on Sunday. But I probably won't get there first thing. I won't be the first one there.
But to be honest, I was thinking about this because I've been there. Used to go down to Church car boot first, and that was at 5 o'clock in the morning.
Phew.
And I'd pick up some stuff, fair enough. But then the next hour would be spent mostly waiting for other sellers to arrive and unpack and whatever.
Yeah, that's what's happened for me loads of times. Just there waiting.
And I just think, is what I'm getting in that first hour really worth it? And most of the times it isn't. That Castlevania I picked up, I got that at 9 o'clock in the morning.
Oh my God.
For 3 hours. So, so now I'm just like, I'll wake up at 6. I'll have my Cocoa Pops. I'll put the dog out, and then we'll be at the boot for 7. And I'll grab what they got then.
Yeah. All
right, Bex, you're loose. Nothing controversial.
I've actually got one from me and one from Andrew.
Oh, fair enough.
Right. Do you want me to ask the first one, or do you want me to ask the one you've just written? Okay.
You can ask.
Are you allowed to swear on your channel?
Yes, it's.
My question is a swear word in it. I just want to be sure. Where the fuck does he keep banning these PS1 games? They're non-existent here. That's what he says. We literally can't find one PS1 game anywhere. It's all PS3. They're about £4 each. So
I'll tell you where I don't see PS1 games very often is in the charity shops. Very rarely do I see them in the charity shops. I think most of them end up on eBay if they get them now. And we do have Hutch picked up a game in one of our pawn shops in town the other day. We've got a pawn shop in town. I occasionally see some stuff in now. Didn't point that out to me. But the main place I get them from is a car boot. Usually off people who are clearing out their sort of kids' old games.
Okay. And my question is, if you could, I mean, I think I already know the answer to this, but I'd like to know why. If you could only go to car boot or charity shop for the rest of your life, and you could never go in another charity shop or never go to another car boot, which one would you pick?
I'd pick charity shops just because it takes so much. It takes so much time out of your day to source there. But what I can do and pick up in a boot, or boots I should say, because I'll go around it for you. I can do 3 hours at a boot. I can spend £100 and I can walk away with 500 or 600 quid's worth of profit. To do the same in a charity shop, I'd have to go to a lot of charity shops, and it would probably be over more than one day. So the amount of time it would take out of my time at life, I'd rather just have boots. Even though I hate the early starts.
I actually thought you would have said car boot sales, because you seem to get more stuff from there.
Yeah, that's what I did say.
Oh, did I choose Did I tune out then for a minute? Oh my god, I need to go to bed. I'm sorry.
So yeah, car boot sales for me because they give me the more stock. Don't get me wrong. If you've got an issue with something you picked up, you haven't got no recourse on it. But you know, for every 1 or 2 fails you get, you'll get 10 or 12 brilliant pickups. So it fix it for me. But any more questions?
I like the auctions because then just get it in bulk. It's just easy. Literally like one day, and then you've got almost a month's worth of stock.
Yeah. The problem I had when I did the auctions was I got boxes of stuff, and some of the stuff in there was really good, but there was a lot of tat as well that I had.
Choose the right auctions to go to. There's some cheap auctions. I call them household auctions. There's household auctions, and then there's more like antique auctions. Like, I mean, the actual auction houses. Like, there's upper market auction houses and lower. So there's one not too far from me that's a lower one that's just all your kitchen utensils and big boxes of tat, basically. And then there's another one closer to me in a more affluent area that is, they still do general sales there, but there's higher quality of items and you pay up a little bit more, but everything in the box you can sell on. You know, you're not having to waste any of the items in the box or tip them. So I like those ones.
We've got 2 auction houses here in Wrexham. We've got one which is Wingett's, which is the antique specialist auction, and you pay up there, but it's like you say, most of what you get there is quality stuff.
Yeah,
that's where all the traders, all the dealers, etc., go to get their stuff. And then we've got a household auction, which is where I go because you'll pick up boxes of stuff for a couple of quid. Most of it will be tat, but there will be gems in there that are worth 30, 40 quid.
Yeah, definitely.
So is it worth the time going through getting rid of all that tat, etc.?
Well, I would say based on my experience, because I did it for about 6 months, that sort of model.
Yeah.
And it burnt me out going through all these boxes, offloading all this tat. And personally, I had to change my business model because it just wasn't worth my time. And that's when I moved to this other auction house where everything's kind of not being wasted. So from my experience, it's probably not worth the time, but it just depends. I mean, if you had a van and you were prepared to actually sell at the car boot, so you were prepared to sell on a market stall, worth your time. Yeah. But for me, just selling on eBay and having to waste a load of that stuff, it's just kind of pointless.
Yeah. And that's what I was finding with me is having a full-time job as well. I haven't got the time to shift through boxes and boxes of stuff.
Yeah. Where's that pen gone?
All right, Hutch, you're up.
Okay. So has the reseller singles launched?
Yes, it has.
Basically,
want me to invite you?
Yeah, sure. I just wanted to know, in 5 years' time, okay, what is the vision for reseller singles?
Oh God. I want to be responsible for, well, not responsible for, but I want to have helped enable the reseller singles community to grow and have its first series of marriages that have happened as a result of people meeting through that group. I want to be able to be there, like at the wedding or whatever, live broadcasting it on YouTube to the rest of the reseller community. So effectively, I might even bring my favorite cameraman along, if you fancy it, to film for us.
Yeah, sure.
So yeah, I want to see reseller singles be. I want to hear people saying, they met through reseller singles.
That's ambitious, man. I like that. Is it sort of a bit like Tinder or?
No, it's Facebook, innit? You can't do it. Besides.
No, but would you see it now?
I do. Derek Payne is a good friend of mine, and he knows how to do apps. But he did Grand Theft Auto. but I imagine he would probably want money from me for it. So unless we start a Kickstarter campaign amongst the reseller community for funding, there may not be an app. But I tell you what you could do, right? Just thinking about this idea a bit, you could match people based on their choice of bolo. So you want to get to see their picture, you get to know it was like Dave from, I don't know, Barry or something like that, you know, Dave from Cardiff, shall we say?
Dave from Barry.
Good example. It was Dave from Cardiff is 35, and his favourite bolo is a flat Eric. And then if your favourite bolo is a flat Eric, it will match you, and then the conversation starts, and eventually you find out that Dave from Cardiff is actually a trucker called Lorraine or something like that. But you know, I think that would be a good, like Tat Tinder.
Sounds good.
Tapter.
I'm liking what I'm hearing there. It sounds good.
See, this is the vision and creativity that we need. How's your app making skills?
Mine?
Yeah.
I've never done it, to be honest. I could do design, but not the...
How hard can it be? If Derek can do it, how hard can it be?
God knows.
Louise could do it for us. She usually does me technical stuff. She's going to resize a picture for me now that I've sent evidence to show that it doesn't fit.
I'll do it later. I've never made an app, so that's not going to happen.
Teach yourself. That could be you're a teacher. You can teach yourself.
I don't think it works like that.
So yes, Tapter or Tapble if you wanted to copy Bumble. I don't like Bumble though, because my problem with Bumble was I'd match with someone, they'd message me, and I think, I'll play it cool. The messages disappear if you don't reply to them in a certain time, because the messages would all disappear.
It's 24 hours.
Right, brilliant. So yeah, that didn't really work out well for me. And now I don't match with anyone. All right, Louise, you're up. Unless Hutch has got any more questions.
The only other one quickly would be, what would be like your holy grail finds, like the one item that you would always be on the lookout for, and it would be that one item you'd love to find? Literally anything.
That is an interesting question. An Olympus MJU2 non-zoom version. That would be my chat holy for £1.
How much is that one?
It's not worth as much as Castlevania.
But you just fancy one.
But yeah, I want one. And I did seriously think about having a bolo cupboard, because I've got a display cabinet downstairs. It's currently full of Doctor Who and Star Trek and Star Wars collectibles. And I thought I could get another one, have it full of bolos, like a bolo cupboard. That would, and in it I would gradually put all of the bolos that are popular in the reseller community. But then I realised that I'd actually just rather have the money. All right, KFC, you're up.
Sorry. My question to you: why were you wearing a dress?
What?
Why were you wearing a dress?
Because I had this idea in my head. You know how you see, like, I didn't have a mannequin at the time, so you know how you see pictures of people modeling the clothes that they bought, you know, on the eBay. I thought the housemate could take a few pictures of me wearing this dress. It wasn't a small size. It was like a 16 or whatever, you know, which in my mind is a big size. And apologies to anyone I've just upset by saying that, but it's bigger than a size 8, isn't it? So I put this thing on, and I got it so far, and it wouldn't get over the belly. And then through some deep breathing exercises that I quickly learned on YouTube. We managed to get it over the belly, and then I breathed out, and I don't know whether it was the material it was made from or whether it was defective already. I'm going with it was defective in some way because it ripped a bit, but then it didn't rip fully. And I was breathing out now, and I couldn't, like when I was breathing in, it would come back up again. So I only had a damaged the dress, but I could not remove it. In the end, the housemate had to get the scissors out, a top cooking with Andrew Tull, and use those to free me from the offending item. So that was my one and only stuff. I have got women's clothing in the house, but I haven't done anything with it yet. And I was sick on a pile of it the other day due to having Ebola. But I have got some women's clothing. But yeah, I bought that dress. I think it was what's that one that you're always banging on about that did that Mother of the Bride outfit? Jacques Furt. It was Jacques Furt dress, I think.
Did you not like undo the zip on the side or something?
Is that what that's for?
You openly admitting that you ruined a perfectly nice Jacques Furt dress.
It still could be a perfectly nice Jacques Furt dress if anyone knows how to sew.
I don't think sewing's going to save it, to be fair.
I can stitch it back together. I've still got the bits of it somewhere. I thought I could sell it. I thought I could, somebody told me I could sell the material. So yes, that has that answered your question?
Not really. I just don't know why you thought to put it on.
I told you because I was going to get some pictures of me wearing it.
Why would you?
Because that's what people do, isn't it? When they're going to mannequin and marvel their stuff themselves.
That's what women do.
You think that would sell the dress?
Definitely have a lot of views, I think.
All I was going to do was, I wasn't going to show me face in it or me hairy legs or anything, was I? I was going to take a few profile shots of me looking ladylike. Shove a bit of stuff down the top so it looked like I had the necessary equipment.
Andrew?
Yes?
Are you going to do, sorry, just going back to the reseller singles because I've just joined the group. Do like singles nights and speed dating and bits and bobs?
I think we need to actually get more than 50 members, to be fair.
Wait, there
are people similar ages, or is it just random ages?
I haven't done an in-depth analysis on the ages of the. I've still built ads. It's only been on for 20. It's less than 24 hours since I opened it.
There's 52 members. I
was only able to get people to join it because the UK reselling community was temporarily modless, adminless, until they've just appointed me now as their new admin. I am now once again admin of the biggest reselling community in the UK, which is slightly scary for everyone else. So I thought, great, I can promote this during that limited window before it gets deleted. And I got 50 members. And I've not had any more members join Reseller Singles since this live has started, apart from Hutch.
So, sorry, have you got any event? Have you got like an opening event for the Reseller Singles plan?
If you want to set up an event, I will make you my events manager. Do you want to be admin of another group with me?
Yeah, why not?
Excellent. There we go. I'll make you admin. You can set up our first singles event. I recommend Birmingham as a location purely because it's central to everyone.
Do you think it'd just be like me, you, and Bet there, or something like that?
Yeah, that's also why I'm thinking Birmingham. That's pretty easy for me and Bet to drive to, and you can get up there from Cardiff quite easy.
Yeah.
Bet's not single.
Yes, he is.
Oh, is he? Is he not? Oh dear. Have I just outed that live on YouTube?
Yeah, that was like
he's a subscriber as well.
You are.
His ex is a subscriber as well. I'm so sorry if you're watching. Oh, well, we've got to tell me these things before I go live.
Yeah, I didn't realize you didn't know.
No. That would make sense as to why he's not able to commit to anything now. Well, on that bombshell, I think it's, have we done all the questions? Has anyone got any more questions?
Am I okay to put my Facebook group into your chat?
If you want to insist on self-promoting, I will allow that to happen on this occasion, given that I've already done that on every chat you've ever had.
Thanks. It's just a quick one. I did mention it in my live video earlier, but I'm aware that not everyone was there. It's just a Facebook group that I've got set up. It's more for my YouTube channel and people who follow my channel and things like that. But if there's people who are selling clothes and purely only clothes, so I've just set it up for because these are the reseller groups. They are great, but if you do want sort of clothing support, there's kind of people all over the place. It's a bit messy. So I tried to set up this group that's just focused on clothing only. So, and as I said earlier, but it might sound a bit harsh, but if there's anything else other than clothing, it's going to be removed, because I do want to just make sure that this is focused on clothing. I'm not saying that I can support with everything, but hopefully if we get enough people in, everyone can support each other. So if you do sell clothing, you're welcome to join, or if you're interested in selling clothing, you're welcome to join. If you don't, and you don't want to do clothing or not interested in it, then there are plenty of other groups out there for you.
Can I be admin? Can I admin your group? I bring a wealth of admin experience with me. I'm already admin for the biggest group in the UK. Yeah,
but you're not really a clothing seller, are you?
I do so. How dare you? I've just discussed several items of clothing that I have successfully sold.
Bits and bobs, but you're not like
bits and bobs. I've got a large amount of clothing listed. It just doesn't sell because I keep forgetting to update the item specifics every time eBay has a fit and decides it wants to put more item specifics in, which seems to be every week in it. But I have an in-depth knowledge of the UK clothing market. I even at 2 o'clock in the morning on Sunday was giving Louise a detailed explanation of the history of Kangol.
Don't message me again at 2 a.m.
She was well happy.
Up at 2 a.m. anyway, Louise.
Pardon?
Why were you up at 2 a.m.?
I've got a lot to catch up on. There was a lot of listing and stuff. I wanted to get everything listed before the week, the week started, so I can start again.
Oh.
But that didn't happen. I was setting up my Facebook group and all sorts, and then Andrew nattering in my ear and pissing me off. So.
She was well happy with me.
What was that?
Not enough hours in the day.
No, never.
I've got one other question. Seeing as the Facebook reseller landscape was completely changed recently, what is the one group that everyone needs to follow?
I would say the Money Mental reselling group, recently established.
Okay.
And which I think everyone here, apart from Ads, who doesn't do Facebook, is a member of. But yeah, if anyone wants to drop a link to the Money Mental reselling group in the chat, I would say that is the group that most closely models itself upon the principles that Nick and Angie established with the Tat Chat, and maintains that Tat Chat spirit / has lots of people abusing me.
Do you see yourself as maybe the
God,
the son of Nick and Andrea or something like that?
No, I could never hope to touch the standard they have set. No, I'm purely interested in giving a little back to the community, to be honest. If I can do that, great. If I can't, fair enough. But no, I've had a lot of abuse and trolls the last week because I jokingly made a reference to offering to lead the tech community in through its deepest hours. People didn't realise I was paraphrasing Churchill as a parody, and took me seriously, and have given me much abuse and trolling ever since. People need to chill. I'm only joking. I'm happy to help groups and admin. I spend a lot of time on Facebook and whatever. I'm not trying to become Tap Jesus.
You're getting the beard. The beard's going, like, you know.
You won't see me preaching. Do you like my new T-shirt, by the way?
I do. I haven't seen it in full.
Well, do you want me to take it off?
No.
There you go. It is Shrek after he's been arrested by the police. And I've got to say, I'm not impressed with the quality of it. It cost me $9.99 from eBay. You know, I could have done a better job myself. All right. If anyone in the chat has any questions.
At least it's central.
Pardon?
At least it's central.
I can do central. If anyone, possibly.
Louise's picture wasn't very central.
That is not my fault, right? If you could see, where is it? In fact, why is it not proudly on display? Still alive from the garage earlier. Was it there? No. Look at that quality picture. Just you'll have to talk so people can see it.
Yeah, this it wasn't in early because I had a feeling that you wanted to have it in today here, so I didn't want to, you know, spoil that for you. So I left it here, and it will go up tomorrow. It will go with me. I'll put it in the bag now.
What does it say on it?
It says Louise's Cave of Magic.
There you go. That is the new name for Louise's office, as picked by Instagram.
No, I actually quite liked the thread shed that Matt from Retro Reselling gave, but there's already an actual company called the Thread Shed, so I'm not quite sure.
Plus, that's the card I got.
Yeah, it's in reference to his cooking with Andrew, so I thought it was quite relevant.
So yeah,
in focus.
At the end of the day, did Matt from Retro Reselling go to the effort of finding your address, writing out an envelope with the correct spelling of your name and everything on it, and doing a very hard, took hours thing in paint, which apparently I could have done anything else and it would have been better, and sending it to you? I don't think so. It's the tap of magic.
Did you harass me with sending me stuff in the post? Yes.
Exactly. I'm glad we're on the same page.
Anyway, Nick's been live for about 20 minutes. That's probably why views have...
We've literally got no viewers. We've still got 41 watching. So thanks everyone for sticking with us. Apologies for interrupting Nick's live. We will finish now unless anyone has any more questions.
I don't.
All right. Well, thank you everyone for making this 500 subscriber special so special. Shrek is indeed an ogre. I've known that all along. Shrek is an ogre, yeah. But, you know, who knows what other idiotic statements I will make on this channel probably later tomorrow.
Guaranteed.
If you want to, the usual way we finish on this channel is stolen from Peter Ray's adventures. What we do is we say, thank you. We talk about what videos we've got coming out. For Hutch, we can talk about the new channel he's working on establishing. I found he set up a new Instagram account. I did some Instagram stalking and found him on there, so we can talk about that. And yeah, you guys can talk about what your YouTube plans are for the future. So we'll start in the order that appears before me. Nick's gone. Ads.
Got a charity shop sourcing video coming out tomorrow, and then got my Reselling Rebels podcast coming out on Monday, which is the second episode.
Excellent. Oh, since they said Nick's live, I've lost 3 viewers. Bex.
I'm filming what I got from the charity shop video tomorrow, so probably coming out in the next day or 2, I would imagine. Probably the day after tomorrow.
And your channel is Bexify, I believe.
It's Bexify, yeah.
Excellent. And Hutch?
Well, I just started a new Instagram channel called the_8bit_h, and I'll probably start a YouTube soon. I'm still thinking of ideas, but it'll probably be gaming related and reselling. And that's it. So yeah, look out for it.
Will you have a special guest star appearing on it whose name may or may not be Andrew?
Indeed. If you want to come on it, yeah, definitely.
Excellent. And next we have Louise from KLC Reselling, I believe.
I'm trying to just be cool. You see, it's what cool people do, apparently.
Yeah, don't try and be cool. It doesn't suit you.
Thanks. I get told that by kids a lot at school. Yeah, next video I will probably be on Sunday again. It will be another haul video. I filmed the haul itself. I haven't checked the GoPro footage, so yeah, it's going to be a GoPro and haul video like it was Sunday just gone as well. So that's my next one. That hopefully will be out on Sunday. I didn't realise actually that the days have sort of flying by and I haven't even edited it yet. So I need to get to that.
Excellent, thank you. And I'm Andrew from Money Mentor UK. I'll probably be live on the internet again soon at some point, I'm sure. My next pre-record will be an eBay sales update video, which I haven't recorded yet, but will do so in the next day or so and publish that, because that's the videos that get the most hate I find from people, so that's what I'm going to publish more of. Thanks everyone for joining me. Shrek's an ogre, or is he? To be continued. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.